toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns on their way out now for the first time, and we'll also get a look at the player brought in from Houston to run this offense, and that's Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson makes his return to the NFL gridiron this season after holding out for the entirety of 2021 and being traded from Houston. The Cleveland Browns, they made a big investment not only to bring him in, but to give him by far the most guaranteed money in NFL history. If Watson remains the same player he was in Houston, though, a 3-time Pro Bowler and one of the game's biggest playmakers, he may finally solve a decades-long search for Cleveland's franchise quarterback.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
From the 31, Watson. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the 1st down. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Off of play action, it's Watson. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a 1st down due to the previous penalty. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And some room to work. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb, room here to run. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. Chubb on the counter. Running right through it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So a sensational return there on special teams, a foot race that he was not going to lose. Now, meanwhile, while that was going on, we've got an injured player on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They go play action now. Jackson. It's caught outright by Graham. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Graham Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by John Johnson, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw. Interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Got the connection here to Bourne. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Back to throw, Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Browns lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run. This one fielded at the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
That is definitely what we call our defense an auto play. What you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Desmond King picks it.
And the Browns are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Out
of the gun, Watson.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Watson. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they are looking at a second down and 6 coming up. They'll go option to the short side. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, first down. Now Chubb running right. Getting in there for the tackle, Marcus Williams.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Second down, here's Chubb again. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now third down and 6 to go.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left. He tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
On third down, Jackson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The Ravens send their punter out now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over first and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive first and 10. To throw is Watson. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first and 10, Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And the Browns are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to second and goal. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on third and goal. Watson now to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Amari Cooper from 3 yards out. And the Browns take a 3-touchdown lead.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
A kind of a throwback weekend for our primetime games here in Week 7. Later tonight, a couple of the great AFC teams of the 70s do battle. The Steelers and Dolphins from Miami on Sunday night. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Bears and Patriots from Foxborough, a rematch of Super Bowl 20. Bears won that one 46-10. But fear not for the Patriots, if I remember correctly. Well, they've won a few in the years following.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They go play action with Jackson. On the move to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. On 1st down, it's Watson. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
2nd and 9.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku, 30 yards. And the Browns are able to add on to their first half lead.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And that makes the score 28-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Ravens ready to take over. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it. But I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback, even a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now Jackson on 1st down. It's Graham again with a catch, just like the last play. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
To throw again is Jackson.
And he will slide down with the first down for the moment, but a penalty flag on the field. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. The 30. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 33.
York able to send this one through,
and that will do it for this first half.
So, well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. This will be fielded inside the 5 and taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Brent, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Jackson.
That's taken in by Duvernay.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And Graham's got it, complete.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now it's Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. John Johnson with the INT. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.